it's me, Richard, from Madrid. I'm the one in the photograph there. So we're here tonight to have a look at the image that were taken a few weeks ago for the Portraits as Taken evening, where there'll be a couple of frames shot by each of you, of each other, with no Photoshop and no post-processing, just with any props that you may have brought along on the evening. The idea I had for this was to try and get folks to take some portraits, as portraiture seems to be a dying art in camera clubs, and I just love it. For the few of you that did turn up, it looked like it was good fun, and I really do wish that I could have been there to have taken part. Okay, let's get started. Of course, the lighting and the technical side of all of these shots are more or less identical, so we really just have to concentrate on what's been captured within the frame. The first two images that really jumped out at me were these two. One is of Danny and one is of Bob. These two got my attention for two very, very different reasons. Let's talk about Danny first. The humour captured here is great. Danny appears to be blissfully unaware of the unknown assassin who is about to do a JFK on his head. The composition is good too. Having Danny bang in the middle really does add to the obscurity of the situation he seems to have found himself in. It's a great shot. And now Bob. This one caught me because the photographer has used the background and the shadows caused from the lighting as part of the image too, not just filling the frame with Bob's beautiful face, but really being aware of the surroundings and using them to his advantage. Next up is this masked James Bond character. I wasn't sure at first who this was, but then I noticed those chubby little sausage-like digits and realised, of course, this is our ugly chairman Paul. So a good job indeed from the photographer to cover up his ugly mush. This image really does remind me of those old chocolate adverts from the 70s and 80s with the kind of spy guy, charismatic guy jumping off boats and things like that to deliver chocolates to his lover and then disappearing again. This guy, of course, is more James Bond 003.3 recurring, licensed to a friend, mirrors with his face. So, kind of like one of those ads, but slightly different. And all because the lady loves Greg's Chicken Bakes, 2 for 99p. See in store for details, conditions apply. Pause for laughter and applause. Thank you. This next one was a close contender for the winning image. I really like the composition and the expression on the face. The letdown, of course, is a very big one, and it's the reflection of lights in his glasses. A very good shot though, and like I say, it was a close contender. This one featuring Dave, I like a lot too. A different perspective is used, shooting from above rather than straight on, and I also like that Dave is looking away from the camera and not directly at. This shot really reminds me of a Woody Allen character, the kind of middle-aged, socially inept jazz clarinet player with a fancy for young teenage girls. So the photographer has really captured everything about Dave there. You do play the clarinet, don't you, Dave? The photographer of these ones has also tried to think outside of the box by going in really tight on all three of the images, but for me it just hasn't worked. The image feels quite uncomfortable for some reason. I can't put my finger on it, but it just hasn't worked for me. It was a good idea here to bring along a guitar as the prop, as it can work really well in some portraits. The problem though is that with the guitar and many other items, it's a double-edged sword, because if your model doesn't know how to use or hold the prop, then it works against you, which is what's happened here. Having said that, I do like the third of the three images in this set. It reminds me of another great shot that you may have all seen before. Look at that. Marvellous, isn't it? And now it's time for the winning image. This one was always the winner for me from the first moment I saw it, and it still gives me pleasure to look at it now. It gives me a chuckle every time. It's this one. What an expression from Bob, and a great prop for the model too. A real contrast, something you really would never expect to see. A brilliant image that I also feel with some post-processing and some Photoshop work could be an absolutely brilliant image. So well done, mystery photographer. You have won the inaugural Portraits as Shot internal club contest. Our chairman Paul has told me that the prize is 3 free pints at the bar that he will pay for from his own pocket. What a nice chap he is. So, although it's been short, it has been fun. So thanks for indulging me, guys. I hope to see you all soon. Hasta luego. Adiós. Bye.